Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Welcome back, everyone, and happy Tuesday. It is your two brunettes and a gay here, Deanna,
Celeste.
And your favourite gay, Aaron Gary Ross River Virus Collis.
Welcome.
Just thought I'd try something new this
do you
week.
want to tell everybody where you got that name from?
No.
No.
Come on, share the story.
You actually gave it to me, don't you remember?
Did we just keep adding names to your name because they rhymed?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
Yeah.
it's because your middle name is Ross, right?
I got two middle
Oh,
names.
that's right.
Gary Ross. And then you added the River Virus.
Ross, yeah, because we added the River Virus. Aaron Gary Ross River
It's
Virus.
nice to be known after a river virus. It's very nice. I feel very privileged.
You just remind us of something that won't go away.
I'm glad you didn't say something else then, Celeste.
So this week,
I love how awkward that was.
we just have this.
How are you
awkward
feeling about that segue there, Deanna? Getting back on track from that.
Thanks. You're throwing me even further right now.
She's trying real hard to get back on track.
I'm trying to keep everything on track. Like, for those of you listening at home, it's my job to keep everything on track, and they just love to, like, they're really trying to push me off track.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring this home and say, we went to the premiere last week of Come From Away.
We did.
It premiered here in Adelaide. If you don't know what Come From Away is, it is a musical that is about, I guess, a place called Newfoundland, which is like in Canada.
Newfoundland.
In Canada.
Yep.
And it's like so far away from everything that it's on its own time zone. And basically all of these planes landed there in 9/11 because they got redirected from New York because obviously they couldn't keep flying.
Well, they
to
actually
New York.
got redirected from everywhere in America because all flights were grounded. So...
Oh, was it everywhere?
Yeah, I think they had 35 planes that landed there.
7,000 people or something like that?
7,000 people but they only had a population of, was it 9,000?
Yes, a
Something
population
like that,
of 9,000, and so they tell the story about like how everybody in the town had to be all hands on deck to help the 7,000 people that unexpectedly landed there that day, and it was a cool story.
Great story.
Really cool
Great
story.
production too.
Oh, yeah. So many talented cast members. Incredible. And the musicians as well.
Musicians
Great band.
too. And how fabulous was it? This was our first red carpet for the year, ladies.
I know. We felt so like
Chucking it
Insta-worthy.
for the year there.
The glitterati had arrived,
I know. It was,
dressed in our best cotton on. Well, no.
I actually don't even know where my outfit was from.
No, mine was the good old Jack London.
Oh, very nice.
Jack off London.
yeah, it's Jack off London.
Very nice.
You looked like you jacked off in your London.
I love how we've started this show on the lowest level possible.
We can only go up
Fantastic.
from here.
We can
Can only
the
go up
only
from
way
here.
is up. Anyway,
It was a great show. Loved it.
what else happened? Oh, actually, you know what else happened?
Of course.
Celeste's birthday.
It did. Mm-hmm. Yes. Anyone that knows me knows that my birthday celebrations aren't a day. They used to be about a month, but, once I got to 30, I felt like I had to kind of, settle down a little bit in the birthday celebration. So now it's just a really intense week of birthday celebrations.
It was a pretty intensive week.
It was. We had a lot on. I also share my birthday week with, 4 close friends.
And the rest
my
of Instagram.
birthday specifically as well, I share with another friend. So
Yeah.
there's a lot on. So, it was birthday celebrations all week long.
I mean, you had
Fabulous.
3 specifically.
3, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
sounds
had-
about right for me.
Yeah, which is about average. Some years she pushes it to 4. Some years
Yeah.
she pushes it. It's seldom she has 2.
Yeah,
It's
that's
usually
true.
It's
around 3.
only 2 if it falls on Easter weekend because, they cramp Easter cramps my style. I've got to give up 2 of my days
Yeah.
for
And you can't fight
the
against
world.
Jesus.
I know.
So,
So I have to respect Easter. So
and his birthday. Thank you
So when
very
it
much.
doesn't
Well,
fall
it's
on
his
Easter
birthday, but-
weekend, I just go hard.
She goes hard.
Yeah, and you know what? It was such a good night, wasn't it? We went out and we cut up a rug.
We did.
And then we went dancing. It was really good fun. No, it was great fun. And what time we got home pretty late. It was a great old night out, and I was, buying bubbles all round, and you were doing cocktails, and
Yes.
we were having a good old boogie.
We did. We had a nice little dance. You had yourself a bottle of champers.
Yeah,
Or
Aaron's
two.
favourite.
And then you
Or
sent me
three.
some videos the next day of things that happened afterwards, and I didn't remember a thing of that.
Oh, that's
Good
right.
times. So many good times were had.
Yeah, not very safe for radio, those ones.
No, we'll certainly have to save those stories for off air, I think.
I think so.
But another big news this week. It's Easter weekend
is.
coming up. The long
Already?
weekend of
A
Easter.
lot more wholesome than my birthday weekend.
A little bit. Well, I mean, the thing about Easter is that it either always falls from your birthday to my birthday. And Celeste and our birthdays are 3 weeks apart.
And
Aaron's birthday is also the same day as your birthday.
That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry, your
so
birthday.
we're the same too.
You just claimed that.
So sometimes it hijacks one of our birthdays,
I know.
and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, this year it didn't,
We were all
thankfully.
lucky this year. Which
we all
is-
got away with it.
we all got away with it. But it is a 4-day, long weekend for those who, I guess, don't celebrate Easter, and for those who do. Obviously, there's some busy stuff coming up.
And it's going to be terrible weather, which sucks here in Adelaide.
Oh,
We've got a
is
beautiful,
it?
beautiful day today, 27. I feel like summer's returned, and then on the weekend we've got like 18 and rain.
Horrible.
How horrible is that? But you know what? I'm looking forward to a pretty chilled Easter long weekend for the first time in a million years.
Well, what Easter plans do you guys have coming up?
Well, I mean, that's a hard question. I got to think about that. Oh, I'm going. We're climbing a bridge. Well, it's not a bridge; it's a stadium. We're climbing the Adelaide Oval on Friday. So Good Friday, we're doing the
Woohoo.
Adelaide Oval climb, which should be fun. We were gifted that for Christmas 3 years ago, so we thought it was about high time that we used it.
Do you know what freaked me out is the other day I didn't end up getting you a present. Obviously, I bought you a drink, but
Which is present enough.
which is present enough. But I was actually on Red Balloon, and I was thinking of like a unique present for you this year, and I actually was going to buy you an Adelaide Oval roof climb.
Why don't you buy an Adelaide Oval roof climb and come with us?
Well, maybe I will.
We can record the show from up on Adelaide Oval. They might not let us, but we're going to do it anyway.
yes.
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
Yep.
What day are you going? Let's
going
do
Good
it.
Friday.
Good Friday. Okay, well, let's make it an even better Friday. Let's do it.
Let's make it a great Friday.
Let's make it.
Okay, so the team at Adelaide Oval, if you're listening, we would like to record our show live from your rooftops on Friday. So please just
Make it happen.
head to the Two Brunettes and a Gay
4:30 p.m.
Instagram, Two Brunettes and a Gay Instagram, and just send us a DM
I've
if
got
you're
some
up for that.
contacts there, so that's all well and good. But no, Easter's very chilled this weekend. Usually every Easter weekend, and this has been a bit of a tradition just personally of mine, every Easter weekend there's always some festival or music night that is a big night out on like usually the Sunday.
Yeah.
So I usually like go to one of those every single year, but this year I'm such an old fart. I just want to stay in. I just want to relax. Eat my potato chips and chocolate, and drink
That's
lots
your
of wine.
Easter food: potato chips and chocolate.
Well, actually, I don't have a sweet tooth. That's the weird thing. I love Easter because I love the holiday, but I actually have I have a savoury tooth, not a sweet tooth. So
you don't
yeah,
go-
I'd rather eat a bag of chips than a whole box of chocolate.
So now you're going to add the chocolate in with the chips.
You know what? That's a good mix, though.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
some people are yes and
Yeah,
some
I've
people are
tried
no.
that back
Absolutely.
in the day.
Some people are yes and some people are no when it comes to Easter eggs. Are you guys
Yeah.
yes or no?
Oh, don't get me started on the price of them. Bloody ridiculous.
I'm a yes to Easter eggs as long as they're not that cheap crap. You're not the stuff you get from
Yes.
Cheapest Chips or Reject
Yes.
Shop that is a
I
no-name
feel
brand.
you.
It
Yeah.
has to be a name. Hey,
Tulip. Wasn't there
Cadbury.
one called Tulip?
Tulip actually wasn't. Red Tulip wasn't too
Red
bad. Thanks,
Tulip.
David.
Thank you,
Red
David.
Tulip actually wasn't too bad, but it was literally those no-name brands at all.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like
You know?
chewing chalk. You were like, this isn't melting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And you'd feel bad because obviously it's a gift that people give you, and they go, "It's a beautiful Easter egg, Happy Easter," and you're like, "Oh, that's great. That's going in the bin in
You
about
can't
2
even melt
hours."
it down to Rocky Road.
No.
No,
Doesn't
please, nobody ever buy me a dollar store Easter egg
No,
because I'm
or
not
me.
about that life. I
Deanna,
am a
what's your
chocolate snob.
what have you got planned for the Easter long weekend?
Well, obviously, I have lots of fun planned. I am doing the roof climb with Celeste. We've
Oh,
also
you're
got-
doing it too.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
That's why we
Ooh.
said you should come.
Oh, I thought we were going to
What
do
do you
our own
think? She's
personal
just-
broadcast.
Oh, we'll just kick Deanna out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
They would
just
too.
just kick her off the oval roof.
They would too. No, lots of fun and family celebrations coming up, which we're going to talk about a little later on the show.
Yes.
And so we've got a lot coming up for you in the show. We've got a jam-packed show with lots of fun stuff to talk about. Also, if you are listening live, make sure you catch us up on the podcast on all of your major podcasting platforms. That's Two Brunettes and a Gay as well. And coming up after this ad and song, we have Tuesday Tea Time. So we will speak to you after the break. Welcome back, everyone. It's Two Brunettes and a Gay, and we are here for you with Tuesday tea time. What's the tea this week, Celeste?
Oh, well, this week we've got some English breakfast tea.
Oh,
You know,
delicious.
we've got a bit of a theme
With
for our
milk and
Tuesday
sugar?
tea time.
Lovely, Jobley.
However you take it. Look, we're fine with that. We've got a bit of a theme for our Tuesday tea time because I was at the gym and there's some TV screens in front of me when I'm at the gym. And the story came up talking about how any chance of a relationship between Prince Harry and King Charles has been destroyed. And I was like, oh, God,
it's
what's
over.
happened now,
Drama.
right? So did myself some Googling, right?
Did
Looked
yourself
it up.
some Googling?
I tried to watch it on the TV, but I was like, nah, you've lost me. I can't read the subtitles while I'm walking. There's too much going on. Anyway, did myself a Google, found out absolute lies, first of all. Can I just say, I'm the clickbait.
Oh,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
next level.
It's all clickbait, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought, okay, what's happened now with the royal family? What's Prince Harry done? What's Meghan done? What's King Charles done? You know, okay, so this is the current story, right?
Listen.
All right, what does it say?
Any chance of a relationship between King Charles and Prince Harry has been torpedoed
Ooh.
because the royal family did not know that Prince Harry was headed back to London at the beginning of last week for the preliminary hearing of the trial that him and Meghan are currently having with, I think there's a newspaper or
isn't it like what is it? What do they call it? Defamation?
Defamation?
it's- yeah.
Defamation station.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't tell anyone he was going back. Now, first of all, that's speculation because who spoke to the king and was like, did you know Harry was coming back? Oh, hold on, tell the news. All right. So we're speculating that the prince didn't know, that the king didn't know he was coming back. So apparently he was too busy to see his son. So they had no communication. He was too busy to see him.
Right.
And Prince William took himself away on an Easter holiday with the kids. So, you know, there's no chance of reconciliation. They've just made themselves scarce while Prince Harry is back in London. Are we sick of hearing about the royal family?
Yeah.
They are exhausting.
I know. I mean, what do you think of Prince Harry and Meghan, first of all? Big topic every week. There's something
Everyone's got
about
an
them.
opinion.
I cannot stand them. I really can't.
Yeah, okay. So you're not on board with the Harry and Meghan.
I'm not on board with it. No,
Yeah,
no. I think
okay.
South Park did the best parody, to be honest, of them too.
Yep.
Did you ever watch that?
I haven't. I can't say I have.
so good. So you know how Prince Harry has his memoir called Spare?
Yeah,
Well,
he released that recently. Yeah.
Recently, right?
Yeah.
So South Park did a parody, and his biography on South Park was called Wah.
So that's literally all it was just him complaining.
It was him complaining, and it was about him and Meghan, and they didn't actually name them as, you know, Prince Harry and Meghan to obviously save themselves from defamation. Although I think there was rumours they were going to sue them. But the other funny part was they went on a world tour, and it was called the We Want Privacy Tour.
I've heard this. Like this, okay. This was, I think, a TikTok video or something where
Yes.
people were using the soundbite of that, and I have heard that.
It's so good.
But some people go nuts for the royal family.
I mean,
Some people are big royal family fans.
I think if they're a fan of the royal family, then generally speaking, they're not a fan of Prince Harry
True.
and Meghan because they feel like they've just destroyed the sanctity of the royal family.
Look,
You're either one side or you're the other.
well, I think everyone's just trying to figure out whether or not all of this is a publicity stunt or not.
Well,
Because there's that too. I mean, you know, at the beginning there was all those rumours that the royal family's losing, you know, traction, and so they've got to do something to, you know, I guess boost profile. Are they? You know, we did a segment in the last couple of weeks talking about if the Kardashians are still relevant. I'd like to ask the question if the royal family is still relevant.
Oh, big question there.
Because why do we have?
Do you
one
think
again?
they're still relevant, Deanna?
I don't think that they're relevant at all. I think that it's a whole bunch of outdated traditions that cost a lot of taxpayers in the UK money to have, some shows so there's some good news to put on or something to put on telly. I mean, I don't know. As someone who is a taxpayer, I have lots of opinions on the taxes that I pay here in this country, and I only started having those opinions when I got into politics a few years ago. So I think that if I was from the UK, I'd be mad about it all.
Well, there you go.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
And I respectfully disagree.
You're a fan of the Commonwealth.
I'm actually a fan of the Commonwealth.
Okay.
I do love that old tradition, and I'm actually a monarchist.
Oh, there
Is
you
that,
go.
is that how you say it? A monarchist?
A monarchist.
Monarchist.
I don't know.
When you say that, it makes me think of Friends. You're a
A
monarchist
Monica or a
from
chandlerist?
Friends.
But what is
Yes.
it about
Yeah.
the tradition you like so much?
The the pretty castles and dresses. No, I like
the to-do of the whole thing.
Do you know what? No, what makes me think about it is I love the charity stuff that they do, and there's a really good element to that I think that always gets brushed over. But also, I'm a big believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, especially here in Australia, what do we want, a republic where we've got another president, where we've got a president like the US?
You don't think it's broken?
No, I don't think it's broken at all.
I think regardless on what side you stand, there's definitely some members of the royal family that I just can't stand. There's, there's some that are definitely more likable than others. There's some that you look at and you're like, you know what? Like, I get it. Like, absolutely. They've got the whole thing going on. And then there's like, who's the brother?
Oh, don't mention him.
Know.
Prince Andrew. Oh, I can't with that one.
No, let's not even touch that with the
10-foot
pole.
I can't with him. Either way, right, so the story finishes off by saying the trust between the king and the prince is gone. I mean, remains to be seen and if it is. But the good news is that even if it is, Prince Harry, he doesn't need his money from the royal family anymore, because there is also speculation that he has just signed a very lucrative deal with a luxury brand, Dior. Because he was seen wearing a Dior shirt to his hearing. Now, what does, again, clickbait or what? Like, okay, because he wore a Dior shirt, then he must be in cahoots with the brand.
Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, he wore a Nazi outfit one time. Does that mean he's a Nazi? Well, supporting the Nazis?
I think that was very heavy back in the day.
Exactly. I mean, the whole media speculation and circus is such a joke. I mean, but that being said, the media circus has always surrounded the royal family, no matter what. Mm-hmm. So it's just worse in this day and age because it's on our phones, it's on our computers, it's on our televisions 24/7. We don't get a breather from it.
Yeah. But I want to know, would you buy something from Dior because Prince Harry wore it? Aaron, as a man that likes to dress the part, if Prince Harry wore a shirt, would you go,
Not the shirt. I'd buy a jockstrap.
Okay. I don't know if Dior sells those, but we'll look into it. Deanna?
There's an idea.
I don't think I buy based on who's representing brands. No. I think it just really depends on what the brand is putting forward that sparks my creativity. Yeah. So, if that, like, campaigns, definitely, like, I love marketing, it's a big part of my job. Like, I enjoy good branding and good marketing, but it doesn't matter even if I loved, if Lady Gaga was doing it. I love Lady Gaga. She's represented a bunch of stuff. Still doesn't inspire me to buy something if it's not really my jam.
Yeah, I'm also a big believer in supporting small business and supporting local, so I love, some designer stuff and I definitely don't say that I wouldn't buy certain things, but I'm also not, like, attached to the idea of having the big brand names. Aaron, what are you laughing at?
You're saying that comment while you're wearing a Guess tank top.
I know, I wanted you to guess what tonight's show was about, because it took us the whole 15-minute first half to figure it out.
Are those jeans from Denim and Cloth at least?
No, that's probably from Cotton On. No, they're from Zara.
Oh, very fancy, very fancy.
Speaking of Zara, isn't she a member of the royal family?
Zara?
Yes, I think there is a prince. There's a Zara in the royal family. See, it all comes back to the royal family.
Oh, wow. God, that's a lot of royal family tea this week.
That's a lot. But, but interestingly, so there was a celebrity once that stated she was on Team Harry as opposed to Team William. Mm-hmm. That celebrity is not playing the coronation, and that celebrity was Adele.
I hear that there's some drama here.
Speaking of drama and the Tuesday tea this
English
week,
breakfast.
It's come out that the Coronation Station concert for King Charles Cavalier, to be held at the beginning of May, is not going according to plan, ladies, because there are a lot of big names that are saying that they're not going to be playing this concert. So you've got Kylie Minogue, Adele, Ed Sheeran, who, go to the opening of an envelope, Ed Sheeran, Spice Girls, Elton John, Harry Styles, and they've all come out saying that they've got scheduling conflicts. Now, I reckon that is Morse code, because I think that they either don't want to have ties to the monarchy or they just hate Prince Charles.
So are you saying that these artists have all been asked to feature at the coronation ball, at the coronation station, and they've rejected the offer?
They have, and the only three that have taken up the offer are Take That without Robbie Williams, Ollie Murs, I think I pronounced that right, and Andrew Lloyd Webber. Now, the interesting one that I'm going to note here, Mr. Snoop Dogg. Now, random artist, but he has come out, stated that he is keen to play the coronation. As Queen Lizzie, as he calls her, Queen Lizzie let him in the country in the 90s when he was banned because of his song lyrics.
Okay.
Because Harry and William liked his songs. So, you could have Snoop Dogg headlining the Coronation Station. That would be freaking amazing.
And I think that would definitely support my argument that the royal family is no longer relevant.
I mean, he could open with, gin and juice, drop it like it's hot, sexual eruption.
Yeah.
Which one would you start with?
They're over. They're more over than the Kardashians.
I'm still stuck on the fact that Andrew Lloyd Webber performs. I thought he just wrote shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What, is
he just coming to do, read a script?
No, he performs too.
Does he really?
He's coming to write the book.
I don't think from memory in his own shows. Oh, God, that was a fun tea time, everybody. Lots of royal family drama. Head to our Instagram, actually. We'd love to know. DM us if you agree or disagree. The royal family, are they still relevant? Do you love them?
Where do you
dislike
stand?
them? Where do you stand on the royal family? We'd love to hear from everybody listening.
I'd also love to hear who else you'd recommend for King Charles to go and suss out to play the Coronation Station. I mean, it could be Sam Smith, Paul McCartney, Boy George. You could have Bros or Mel and Kim. Well, you couldn't have Mel and Kim because only one of them's still alive.
Yeah,
but
head to
Bros,
head
some
to
80s
Instagram.
throwbacks.
Head to Instagram. Send us your suggestions. And actually, if you have anything interesting for us to discuss on Tea Time, we're always open to suggestions as well. We got a fun segment for you coming up right after this break. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We've got some triggers this week. We've been triggered.
Triggers.
Celeste was actually hardcore triggered today. She was having a rant. Rant today.
Look, I'm often having a rant. Look, all right. I'm going to explain. I have my husband has a work colleague down from Queensland, right?
Lovely.
Working with him this week.
We love Queensland.
And, being that he's here in Adelaide, it's just, what you want to do. You want to take people out. You want to show them a little bit of our city. I don't know if he's actually been to Adelaide before, but we want to show him a little bit of the city. So it was like, okay, well, naturally, let's take him out to dinner. Like, so many places come to mind. Asked him his favourite cuisine. Right, beautiful. I was like, okay, this one. Just rattle off a few. Do you know we tried 5 different restaurants for tonight, and all of them are closed on a Tuesday evening.
What?
So my trigger, okay, first of all, I understand in the hospitality industry you need to take a break, but can we not have some kind of rolling closure where you take it in turns on which day you take off, so that not all restaurants are closed on the same night every week? Because otherwise it's every Monday or every Tuesday, I hope you don't want to eat out. Because you're stuck, because you're not going to be able to, because all of those places that you want to take someone to, or any of those food cravings that you have, well, you can't. It's got to wait until Wednesday.
But you know what, I think that Adelaide... So I used to think Adelaide was really bad for this. And look, it's not a good example. When you're showing an interstate at the best of Adelaide and there's nothing to show them, that really sucks. And as a small business owner, for 15 years, I do get it. But on the same token, I always operate under the show must go on whether I'm there or not. So I have a team on regardless. And sometimes if it means you don't make as much profit or whatever the case is, it's still good for the business in general as an overall. That's just my opinion. But I thought it was really bad until, as these guys know, I lived in the Gold Coast for the last couple of years before coming back at the beginning of this year to Adelaide. And the Gold Coast is even worse. Everything shuts at 7:30, 8 o'clock if you're lucky, and you can never ever get food after that time. Unless it's junk food. You can get junk food, but you can't just get something from a restaurant. Everything opens at 6 a.m. You can't get a coffee. I went for lunch somewhere once at 1 o'clock, and they went, "Oh, sorry, we've already closed the kitchen." What? I was like, "It's 1 o'clock."
That's ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
So I'm with you, Celeste. I'm triggered. Aaron, does this trigger you?
Oh, look, is it for the older generation up there? That's what I want to know. The early bird special that they go at 5 o'clock for their dinner and they're done by 5:30. Is that
It's
why
not just
that?
not just the older people.
No.
I have friends that are my age, and the same thing every time you go, let's go out for... No one does dinner because everybody gets up at 4 because the sun gets up obviously a lot earlier, and everybody's on the beach in their activewear taking Instagram photos at 5:30.
Yeah.
Right? And then, when I say to a friend, hey, do you want to go out for a dinner? They'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, let's just do an early dinner 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Well, see, it's interesting,
I
though.
I love those friends of yours because that's me. I'd love to have an early dinner and be done with it.
Oh, God, I can't do early dinners. But when you lived there, Deanna, you were on that page because often we would speak to you and by like 5:30 you'd be like, oh, I'm just about to have dinner. And I'd be like, I just had lunch. I don't understand how you're just having dinner.
But to play devil's advocate again, I have to say, like, as a person that lives in Adelaide and, you know, works 5 days a week, I would never go out for dinner on a Monday.
Like,
who goes out for dinner or anything on a Monday?
What if it's your birthday? What if it's your birthday on a Monday and you want to go out for dinner?
Nah.
Oh, sorry, you can't. You got to wait till Wednesday.
Nah, it'd be like a house dinner or something.
When was the last time you cooked?
Hey, I'll get Mark to cook for me.
Oh, well, there you go. Some people don't have partners.
Chef,
maybe if they don't have a partner, maybe if they live by themselves, they want to go out for a meal. Oh, sorry, you can't.
Well, there's always the pub, though. The pub's always open. You can always go get a schnitty.
Not into that. But as well, it's not only that, it's that, okay.
It's all about useless.
Right, Deanna, you mentioned that you have to book for every restaurant now, which is becoming increasingly more common.
Oh,
but now the credit card deposits as well for every booking.
Oh,
you know, there was a story about this. A woman was actually refunded after complaining because she got charged $1,020 for a restaurant cancellation fee in Melbourne. A Melbourne restaurant. I think something or other, she had like 6 people. The restaurant was like $170 per head. Right? And I get, because I have a business that works on bookings, so I do get some sort of a cancellation fee if you cancel last minute, right? But this was 48 hours before the cancellation. That, to me, is unacceptable. I work by appointment. I have a team of 5 who work by appointment every single day of the week, and we have a 4-hour cancellation policy. And we will never fill that spot in 4 hours, but it just allows the coaches to reshuffle people. But a restaurant who very easily, especially if it's that high profile, that someone up front will pay that money before they even walk in the door, could definitely have a waiting list and fill that spot.
Look, I think 48 hours is ridiculous. Look, if they no-show, okay. All right, no worries, right? You've got a table there. There's nothing you can do with it. I mean, you might get walk-ins, but there's not a huge chance because perhaps people know it's not a restaurant you generally can walk into and get a table in. But 48 hours before anything can happen. Someone could get gravely ill. Someone could, have a family tragedy. So many things. Can you imagine getting that charged to your card?
No, I just think you know what I'm really sad about? I'm sad, and again, Gold Coast was super bad for this as well. I think it's even worse than Adelaide. Gone are the days where you don't know what you feel like, and so you take a walk along a street and see what restaurant has some availability, and then you just decide what cuisine you want on the night and what options they have available. Like, you just can't even do that anymore.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Sad.
It's not a thing.
Well, you can, just not the nice restaurants. You can always find a table at Pasta.
True.
True
that.
There's always those classics. There's always a table for me at KFC.
Aaron, you have your own issues with the hospitality industry. I don't know if it falls into the hospitality industry, but
it is. It is. It's the nightclub and hospitality industry.
Yes.
So look,
nightlife.
I had a bit of a staycation, ladies, on the weekend. I haven't told you about this yet. I had a fabulous staycation. So Mark was in Melbourne for the Grand Prix, or as I call it, the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. So I thought I'll have a staycation with a couple of girlfriends, obviously not you guys, a couple of girlfriends. And it was a fabulous night, but the last spot of the night, we went down Hindley Street, which was a bit of a mistake anyway. It's always a bit scary going down there, but we went to a club down there, had to line up to get in, and while we were in the line, for better, what do you call it? A door bitch. Lack of a better word. A door bitch. A door bitch was
a door lady.
A maitre d', but she was a door bitch. Yes. Let me tell you this one. So she, in front of us, there were a group of 4 people. There were 2 guys, 2 girls, obviously them with their girlfriends. Now, they were both wearing Crows and Port Power scarves because the showdown had just happened. So obviously they were kicking on, having a big night out. And the door bitch goes over to them and says, no, you can't wear the scarves inside. And they said, okay, no worries. And they took the scarves off. And she said, no, you can't even hold them. You can't even bring them inside. And they're like, well, why not? And she's like, no, we're just not allowing it. So anyway, the girlfriends both said to the boys, look, let me put it in my bag and then we won't worry about it. She takes the scarf out of their hands and says, no, you're not putting it in the bag. You're not allowed to bring it in at all. Now, these poor guys had to chuck their scarf. I mean, look, I would have just walked out, to be honest. I wouldn't have done that. But they actually wanted to get in this bar. So they chucked their scarves in this little doorway and continued on. My question is, where does the line get drawn in the sand with the power that these door bitches have?
Well, I guess it probably comes from upper management, though. You know?
Is it upper management, or is it just a sense of, you know, feeling like, you know, that you're in charge? Like, is it a complex that she had?
Look, I've never worked in hospitality. I would say it's something along the lines of, well, what if when they get in there, then they put them on again and it doesn't suit the dress code, or it causes some arguments and then people start on each other, then the bouncers need to get involved. Maybe that's their line of thought. But, yes, I'm with you. I just would have gotten pissed off and walked out.
I wonder if it falls under the banner of, like, you know how you can't display any, like, you know, affiliations with any kind of, like,
stuff.
gangs or clubs or anything like that. Is it, like, no affiliation so you can't even support sport anymore? It's like, no, you're a sport supporter? Get out.
I don't know. I guess places are trying to keep it classy, though. Like,
believe me, I went into that club.
AFL merch.
I went into
Aaron
that club.
was in the club. It wasn't that classy.
And it certainly wasn't classy. I went up for a glass of champagne. They told me they don't serve it. So let me tell you,
this will be great.
This club was not classy.
If you work in like a bar or a club or something like that, or you have in the past, can you actually go to the Two Brunettes A Gay Instagram if you're listening after this show and send us a DM or, you know, a voice message or something and let us know why that's such a thing. Like, do you have autonomy to just do whatever you want, and, you know, if you just don't like a person, or is there something behind it? We'd love to know. We got more coming up after this break. We're going to be talking Easter. Oh God, it's the most simple word, and I messed that one up.
Messed it up.
We're going to be talking Easter traditions, so stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back, everyone, to this fine Tuesday. I'm going to say the time again. It's 5:51. I know that we know it's irrelevant if you're listening on the podcast, but that's what time it is right now. But if you are listening live on the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app, thank you for listening. It's 5:51 Adelaide time. Easter traditions. We have some funny... Well, I mean, Easter's one of those times, I guess, that it is a holiday, and for some people there's traditions around it. For some people listening, you may not have traditions around it as well. You might prefer to spend Easter by yourself and just have some downtime. There's so many different people. I guess we all come from families... Well, Celeste and I have families with strong traditions as well. Aaron, you have some traditions that when you were younger, but now as you've gotten older, you don't uphold them, which I think is a case for a lot of people as well. But it is one of those times where you do hear some funny stories. People have their weird little traditions and their nuances and things like that. What did you guys do growing up at Easter time?
Well, see, for me, like, I loved Easter as a kid. Like, Easter was just as good as Christmas to me. Even though I don't have a sweet tooth, I still enjoyed the feel of Easter. It had a good vibe to it. So as a kid, I remember waking up every Easter, I think it was Easter Sunday morning, and I'd wake up and see little paw prints throughout the house.
That's cute.
Looking back, I think it was talcum powder, but, you know. So Mum would put these little paw prints around the house, and she'd, you know, hit all the eggs, and then I'd get to the kitchen and there'd be a little note from the Easter bunny.
Aww.
And that was just like, it was the best thing to wake up to. And you know what? I think she was still doing it when I was like 17 years old. Because I still believe in the Easter Bunny.
We didn't get paw prints growing up, but we used to get cotton wool on the floor for Santa, like Santa's beard.
Cool. Do you know, for years when I was a kid and I used to find the cotton wool on Christmas morning, I thought, how do they sell this once, you know, like I got a little bit older? How do they sell this cotton wool? Like, I actually thought that they were marketing like fake beard. You buy it in the shops, and like parents were buying it in the shops and putting it in the house. And I was like, where are they selling this? Why have I never seen it? And I was like 18 when I realised it was just cotton wool.
I love that you think that it was a separate product.
I actually thought it was a product that people bought.
I love that you were late in life when you thought it was, you know.
Yes, well, you were still collecting Easter eggs at 17.
I was. Still do.
That's such a cute family tradition.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute. You know, but now my Easter tradition is just getting loose.
Now
Easter, you mean weekly?
Well, actually, that's weekly. It's not very special. But at Easter, I drink a very special wine. You know, it's very
actually,
specific.
You said
Easter.
something funny when we were chatting about this, Aaron. You said back in the day it used to be like all the aunties and uncles getting drunk, and now I am the drunk uncle.
Yes, I am No, the great part was like we'd have this barbecue every year at my auntie's house, and obviously we'd have all the extended family, uncles, aunties, grandma, everyone, and you know, everyone would be getting very, very lit, including the uncles and aunties, and I have become that drunken uncle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's funny though, because you're right, like they back in the day they used to be massive. Like the celebrations used to be massive.
Yeah.
I mean, we had like 14 cousins on my mum's side and like 8 on my dad's, so celebrations would get huge, and you know, and as people got older, then they had partners, they'd get even bigger and bigger, and now you break off into your own families, and so there's like 6 people.
Yeah.
So it's a lot smaller.
For us, like for the last, I don't know, maybe like 15 years or going on 15 years, the Easter tradition for a really long time was that we would go away for the Easter long weekend with our family. So we had a shack at the river, you know, which was something we grew up
For
doing.
those listening who don't know what a shack is, it's a holiday home.
A holiday home on the River Murray, if I put it nicely.
Not made of bamboo.
Not made of bamboo, it was made of wood. And that's where we would be every Easter long weekend from the ages of, I don't know, maybe like 18 until close to 30.
Yes.
That was where we were every Easter. And that was our tradition. And it never had to be like, sometimes there was like a lot of people up there, and sometimes it was just, you know, like the immediate family. But that was a tradition that like I remember so dearly. It was just that those 4 days of the Easter long weekend.
Aaron, you brought up a funny one before though. You brought up a funny one because it was funny because Celeste and I used to do the same thing.
Yeah, let me tell you. So, you know what? I can't believe it only took until now that we realised we all did the same thing at Easter time, or actually just any occasion that we could really, but specifically Easter and Christmas for me. So at Easter in general, I would always put on a concert.
Love it.
Yes.
And I'd get my little playlist together. I'd get my cassette tape in. It'd be full of, you know, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Bon Jovi. And I'd get out there and I'd just mime to my uncles and aunties, which by this point, let me tell you, this is later in the afternoon, so they're completely maggoted. So they absolutely
As you
loved
are
it.
now on Easter.
Do you know, it even got so far to the point, I reckon I was about 10 when I did this one. I put on a concert in the little backyard, and I even bought pyro for it.
Oh, as in pyrotechnics.
Pyrotechnics. And
I was like, a minute, I thought you meant the dragon. I was like, pirate dragon.
That would have been
What, the
amazing.
dragon?
That would have been but I even got my parents to go and light the pyrotechnics, and there was sparks and there was flame. It was great.
Were you a one man show?
No, well, I used to rope my cousins into it. So my cousin was a drummer, so I used to get him to drum, and I didn't have a drum kit at the time, so we used to go and find empty boxes.
Love it.
And tubs just for him to drum on.
Yeah, because there was 5 of us, 5 girls on my mum's side, and we all used to like pre-coordinate, because who did dancing lessons, who did singing lessons, who did piano, flute, violin, like whatever it was, and so everyone would get together and do a number.
Yeah. Some years we would even make programs to hand out to everyone, because it was like a preconceived show. It was like, we've got to do a big show this Easter. So like we were like 7, and we were like, let's get our heads together and call each other on the house phone.
And there is photographic evidence.
There is. There's video evidence.
I need to
and we
see
would
this video.
print programs, and like someone would be the narrator. Generally, like the least talented one out of the family would be the narrator. And
So that was you, Celeste.
Absolutely not. Gianna. No.
Celeste was always the cutest, so everybody wanted her to be the star
I was
of everything.
absolutely not the
Baby
cutest.
Spice.
You were the cutest.
But it was a really, like, it was a planned show, and it was so much fun. Like, I wish, let's bring back those days. You know what? Let's do that on Easter Sunday. Aaron, come over. Let's put on a show
let's
for my
do
mum
it.
and dad. They're going to
Easter
sit there and
Sunday.
be like, God, when is this going to end? We have to listen to them every Tuesday as it is.
Oh, that's
and now we've got to listen to them on Sunday too.
But I think that's the grounds of where performers are bred. You know, true performers like we are, and we've always talked about the fact that there's a difference between musicians and performers. Musicians will just kind of do it to themselves. Performers need an audience.
Absolutely.
We are very much performers, and I think that that's kind of the true grounds of where we were bred. But we've actually got some really cool Easter tradition stories that we had some people send us. We put a call out on our social media today, and we had some listeners send us through some Easter traditions. I still can't say it.
It's been a whole hour and you still can't pronounce the word Easter traditions. And we've actually got some fun stuff planned for you, so make sure you stick around. But we had some people on social media. We put a call out to our social media to ask everyone if they had any Easter
traditions that they would like us to share. I got it. Thank you. I know. I'm so chuffed about that. That we could share, and we got a few voicemails in actually. So we're going to play one for you now. I wonder if a few people listening have this one as well.
On Good Friday, before sunrise, we boil eggs. So first we boil the eggs and then we paint them. And then once we paint them, you can paint them in whichever colour you'd like to. Once we paint them, we actually put them in a basket and we wait till Easter Sunday to start cracking them with the rest of the family. So everyone gets a go to crack all the eggs that are there, and seeing who actually has the the last standing egg, in a way, like the winning egg. Whoever gets the winning egg, we pretty much put it in the fridge and we keep it there for the whole year until next year. And that's supposed to be like the lucky egg that keeps the house safe and the family safe from any bad luck.
So that's actually a Macedonian tradition. I know.
I have so many questions.
I'm laughing because she said we pretty much put it in the fridge for a year.
That is a Macedonian tradition from Maria. Egg in the fridge for a year so that it's... What did she say it did?
True story, though. She's actually done it with me because Maria is a friend of ours. She's actually done it with me and I won, and so I did keep the egg in the fridge for a year.
Did you keep it?
Yeah. That was probably longer than a year. I think Mum was like, what's this red thing in the fridge? And I was like, oh, that's from years ago. I won.
Oh, did it start to smell or anything?
Probably. I don't know. I never cracked it. I won. The egg never cracked. That's why I won.
I wish you would have cracked it after that year.
I should have brought it into the studio. I should have
that would have been a great Easter tradition. Let's start that Easter tradition next year.
Actually, yeah, that's what we'd like to know from Maria. When you listen back to this on the podcast, which we hope you are...
She better be.
I know, right? We would like to know, do you crack the egg after a year and see if it's disgusting, or do you just get rid of it?
Well, we're going to start our own Easter tradition.
We are going to start our own Easter tradition here in studio.
Easter tradition.
Tradition.
How many wines have you had today?
Tradition. I have not had any wines. It's funny because some people say, like, I'm quite articulate, but there's some words for some reason on this show that I just can't say.
Yeah, it's just this show.
Easter thingamading. Right. We're going to start an Easter thingy.
It's just this show.
It's just this show.
All right, Easter tradition. All right, we've got some bags of hot cross buns with us in the studio, and Aaron is going to be our resident taste tester. Ooh. So he is actually going to try a little snippet of each bun.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to taste.
And you're going to have to guess the flavour, right? That's what we're doing. We're guessing the flavour. He's got an eye mask on. He's got a couple of plates in front of him.
He's going to be blindfolded.
He's got an eye mask on. It says Champagne Queen. I'd expect nothing less from Aaron.
Now don't violate me while I'm...
Did we send David the music?
Did we send David the music?
No, we didn't. We didn't send David the music.
We're going to sing.
Can someone crack a few Easter eggs?
We had some Easter music. I wonder if we can get the Easter...
Okay, you get Aaron's bun sorted.
Yes, all right. My bun's out, dear.
Do you want to get the music sorted? I'm going to get Aaron's bun sorted. So basically, I'll talk Aaron through the rules while we're getting the music sorted to put behind this so that it sounds more entertaining than what it is. So basically, it's funny because it's true. So we're going to... Aaron is blindfolded now. We're going to, at random, we've got 6 different options for Aaron to taste test right now. And we're at random. We're going to put one on his plate and we're going to see how refined his Easter bun tasting palate is today. You know, some people are refined with wine or with coffee, cheese potentially. We're going to see how refined he is for his Easter bun tasting palate today.
He's also very refined with wine. But
he is. This was inspired by this many varieties, even some weird varieties of hot cross buns that have been popping up this year. Now, here's the thing, Aaron. What you need to know is we want to know from you what flavour they are.
Flavour, okay.
If you can tell which ones are the vegan, gluten-free or both options, right? Because we have all options, vegan, gluten-free, non-vegan, gluten-free. We have multiple different flavours. And then we have a mystery item. Oh. And we want to see if you can tell which one is the mystery item.
It's a mystery bun.
Can tell us what you think that mystery item might be.
I'm worried.
You should be worried. You should be worried.
I don't know what you girls buy at your vegan supermarket.
It's not just,
just a regular supermarket. Don't make it weird, Aaron.
I know, don't make it weird. So I think let's see what we're going to start with. We're going to get the music playing in the background, everyone. All right, we've got some nice traditional Easter music going for this segment.
Okay.
Do you have to find the bun yourself?
Yes, we're going to find... So we've put the first... Ding, ding, ding! Half a point.
Okay.
All right, let's place the next item.
In front of you, Aaron. Right here.
Go on, there you go.
Well, thank you for putting my hand on the bun.
You are rather a slow eater.
Well, I'm just savouring the moment. This is really great radio.
He has a good firm feel on the buns before he eats them.
Yeah. This one. Hold on. Oh, that tastes like. Oh.
He's having more. It tastes like rubbish, but he's having another bite.
Oh, is that cheese? You know I'm lactose intolerant. I'm gonna get sore guts now. Hang on. I reckon. Oh. Is that like a cheese hot cross bun?
It's actually not.
It's not.
It's not. No, do you know what that is?
What?
That's an American potato bun.
What?
Yep.
An American potato. Oh,
Stick that in
no
your
wonder
pipe and
America
smoke
has
it.
problems. Hang on. Right, we got more?
Yes, we got one.
All right,
we got another one here for you.
Go for it.
Let's go this one. Alright, I can feel it. This one's very sticky.
This is your
the last
final
one.
bun,
This is
Aaron.
your
my
final
final
one.
bun. Well,
Yep.
I may as well savour every inch of it.
Okay, so right now he's breaking off his final piece.
Oh, my
everyone.
fingers are all sticky.
He's
on
actually
this bun.
got like chocolate and everything all over his fingers. If you're listening.
Not on his face, though. He's eating quite cleanly.
Okay.
Well, you just ruined it because you said he's got chocolate on his fingers. So I think I'm going to say it's chocolate.
Well, I mean, you can taste if it's chocolate, but we need some
really.
details.
Okay. Well, that's definitely Cadbury chocolate, I reckon.
Ooh.
I know my chocolates.
And so that's your Cadbury chocolate.
I'm just going to say Cadbury chocolate.
That's it. Plain Cadbury chocolate.
Yep.
That's your final answer.
Final answer.
Correct.
Woo!
Yes. Well done.
I think that's a 2.5 out of 10. Out of 5. God, if he ate 10 buns, we'd be here till tomorrow.
50%.
Oh, God.
You can take your blindfold
Can I take
off
my
now.
blindfold
You can
off
take your
now?
blindfold off now. Yes. Oh, and here's a tissue. Clean yourself up.
Hey, thank
You're
you
an
very
absolute
much.
mess.
Oh.
All right. Well, Aaron now has about 7 packets of hot cross buns to
Take
make,
home dinner. And a packet of American potato
and
buns.
some American potato buns.
Is this the
So you're
American
either gonna
potato
eat those breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or
No, that's the American potato bun.
no. You're either going to eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you're going to have to freeze some of them.
You can just keep the American potato buns. I'll take the rest.
Okay.
Done.
All right. Well, we've got another ad break for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be back soon. Welcome back, everyone. It's Tuesday. And, well, it's not if you're listening to the podcast on a different day, though. And speaking of the podcast, if you want to listen to us, we're on all of your major podcasting platforms. And if you're listening to us on the podcast and you want to listen live, you can download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. Yes, it's a mouthful. There's 4 words in it. Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app.
You did it so well, though.
I know,
You pronounced
but I
all of
can't
those
say
words
tradition.
correctly.
Can't say Easter
I can't
tradition.
say Easter tradition, but I can say that. Now, we actually been wanting to do this segment for a while. We've been wanting to do this for a while for everyone because...
In a good day or two, yeah.
You know, we think that we're really good at giving advice. And so we came up with the idea of a segment that we like to call shit advice. Because that's probably the level of advice that we're capable of giving, even though we like to think that we're better at it. So we threw a couple of questions out there to some people we knew and on our socials again, and we asked everybody, if you had a question or something that's going on in your life right now that's really bugging you, that you need some advice on, some good advice from your friends, that you're sitting down on a Tuesday afternoon with a vino, then send them through to us. And we actually got a question from a Brian.
Brian.
From O'Brien.
Hello, Brian, if you're listening.
And so we've got, we're going to have Dr. Aaron and Dr. Celeste here to answer your questions. And potentially, if you have a question for next week, send it through, because we'd like to make this a regular segment if we, well, let's see what advice they give first, actually.
I don't know if we're laughing at the same thing, Aaron, but I was just going to make a joke about a PhD.
What?
What was your joke? Go on, Celeste.
I was going to say, Aaron, do you have a PhD?
I'm not even going to touch that one, Celeste.
We're qualified and now just remember that all of this advice that's given, you should take with a very heavy pinch of salt.
Yes.
Because we don't actually recommend anything that we're going to say whatsoever.
We're not official doctors.
We're not official doctors. We probably have no idea what we're talking about.
I can't pass a bar. Oh, that's lawyers.
We don't even know what the difference is.
You can't pass a bar without going in.
That's your kind of bar.
This is the advice you're going to be getting, Brian.
So this is what Brian has asked our team today. I've been with my partner for 6 months now. He's unlike any other guy I've met. He's handsome, kind, and he looks after me like no one else. There's only one issue, though. He has the most annoying laugh I've ever heard. I know this sounds so shallow, but it seriously makes me question whether I can be with someone that's so annoying. Am I the worst person in the world?
Now, hang on. I just have to say, first off, Brian, a.k.a. Mark, stop writing into the show. All right?
Are you that guy in your relationship?
Well, listen to his laugh. It's terrible.
That's true.
What
advice?
No, this is a very serious one.
Is it? No, you're a shit person. Point blank. No, I'm sorry. Like, if someone is fantastic and they treat you so well and they're a great person, like, can you not accept them for the fact that their laugh is mediocre?
Hang on.
Laugh at them. Laugh with them. Do you know what I mean?
Laugh at your partner.
Don't, like, what are you going to end the relationship over the laugh? No, don't be stupid.
Aaron.
Well, my thing is, like, so there's an appropriate time for the laughter, and if you're laughing through a movie or something, you can bear with it, but let me tell you, Brian, if it's in the bedroom, get rid of him.
Okay, so you're saying it depends on when the laughter is happening.
Correct.
I don't know. I still think that if you're a great partner and you're a great person, and the worst thing you've got going for you is your laugh, you know, you're probably a pretty good catch, Brian.
But I just want to know. I want to know what type of laugh it is. Like, is it Elmer Fudd sitting on a juicer, or is it like, you know, or is it kind of like the, you know, the horse laugh?
Because if it's Janice from Friends,
yes. But I feel like I laugh at people's laughs. Like, I feel like if someone had a funny laugh or an endearing laugh, that would just make me laugh harder. Yeah. I don't know if that would bother me.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, I mean, like, I'm not, qualified to give advice in this segment because I didn't get crowned as a temporary doctor for this.
Dr. Deanna?
But if I was to weigh in, I would say that if you love someone, you don't actually care if they have an annoying laugh or not. You find it endearing. So if you find it annoying, you probably don't actually like that person as much as you think you do.
Probably.
You've hit the nail on the head
because
there.
like when you don't love someone as much as you potentially want to in that situation for sustainability purposes, you get very easily irritated.
I mean, there's worse things. He could be, a dickhead. He could be, he could be cheating. He could be not well endowed.
There's many things that could be wrong. I don't think a laugh tops the list.
Exactly.
That's where I stand on it. Does that answer your question?
Well, look, we hope to hear back from you, Brian. Tell us if that answered your question. And again, if you're listening to the show, please head to the Two Brunettes A Gay Instagram. We would love to know what question you'd like our doctors to answer, our not very qualified doctors who can't give any advice. Disclaimer. Period. Please don't come at us.
Disclaimer.
Next week, because we would love to hear from you.
Not medical advice.
This has been a great show, everyone. It has been our pleasure, as always, talking to you on this fine Tuesday. We hope to hear you. Well, we can't hear you, actually. We're in studio. We hope you listen to us next week for our next show. So, happy Tuesday, everyone.
Yes, and it's been a great show. Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide.
It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes A Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats,
sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.